bringing Butch and Suni back.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is from their press conference a little while back. Shall we just listen to it? Let it play out. I'm just going to pop up the volume so that everybody can hear.
Yeah.
And let's just play it from the beginning. Here we go.
My question relates to Elon Musk has said that he made the offer to bring you guys back earlier and that it was denied. My first question is that true? And if so, what would that have looked like? Was he offering to make another flight, push seats on another flight? Could you give us some background there?
I can only say that Mr. Musk, what he says is absolutely factual. We have no information on that, though, whatsoever. What was offered, what was not offered, who it was offered to, how that process went. That's information that we simply don't have. So I believe him. I don't know all those details, and I don't think any of us really can give you the answer that you would be hoping for.
I'll be happy to direct any additional questions on this topic to a subject matter expert after this news conference. Let's continue to focus on this crew's mission.
My question relates
subject
to
matter expert.
Elon Musk has said.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I think it was I was surprised. My first takeaway is I was surprised that Butch said that much, right? The fact that he acknowledged that he felt that Elon was being factual. He could have just said, "Listen, as an astronaut, I don't want to have anything to do with politics," but he chose not to. He didn't go the whole hog, but he did say that Elon, whatever Elon said, was factual. So
Yeah.
I think he's been trying to walk a very fine line, and we've got to do a bit of reading between the lines. So
Mhm.
there is something there, right? Irrespective of whether it made sense or not, whether it was but you think it wasn't very clever of Elon to do so, to offer to bring them back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a reason to doubt that they made an offer. I think it's in line with what I would expect. Why not use that opportunity to get more money and more PR? I don't think that it made operational sense. You have two astronauts up there who are prepared to stay longer, and you have another crew coming up. Bringing them back. So normally we pay about SpaceX gets paid about $300 million for every Dragon flight to the ISS. For NASA, it takes that's up there for 6 or 7 months. For a rescue mission, that was going to go up and come back. It may have been cheaper, maybe 150, maybe 200 million. Maybe SpaceX was willing to take less profit and cut them a deal. But even if you're paying $50 million, where's that money coming from? Why pay $50 million to bring two people home who are willing to stay up for another 6 months? I felt more bad for the two astronauts who got kicked off of Crew 9 to make room for Butch and Suni than.
Yeah.
And the one argument that I think you could. Sorry, go ahead.
And just to be clear, I think when Butch said that they're prepared to do this, they were prepared. I think that's pretty much part and parcel of the training that astronauts go through. They're ready for any eventuality, including something like this, right?
Yeah, and I mean they're having most astronauts love going to space and spending a long time there.
Arm and a leg to do that.
Yeah, so I think that. They miss their families, and their families have a hard time. But this is basically, it's not that different from an overseas deployment for military personnel, for example, right? We send them out for months at a time.
A bit further out, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, over 200 miles overhead every couple of days. It's nobody's shooting at you. I think their families would probably be most interested in having them back safely. I mean, it sucks when you're expecting them to be home in weeks and it's going to take months, but it's this is not something I think for the taxpayer to spend hundreds, tens, or even single-digit millions of dollars on to bring these, to rescue people who don't necessarily want to be rescued, right? I think that the biggest, the best argument that you can make for why you should bring them back is so that the people who were training to do a multi-month mission with specific scientific payloads, more qualified people who could do more science could take those seats. But there's so much maintenance work to do on the ISS that having two very experienced astronauts up there is just like, it's just, they've been busy. It's not like they've been sitting around. They've been very busy. There's been a lot for them to do, and everything that they do lightens the load for other astronauts, including the two on Crew 9 to do the science work, and they've also been helping out with the science experiments as well. They had some general training, and they've gotten some specific training related to some of that stuff. So I don't think that there's that strong of an argument to be made that it would have been more effective, better utilization of the ISS to bring them back and send to other people. At the end of the day, it would have looked good.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were a few fears about just perhaps Suni looking a bit too gaunt, and fears about her health. But on the flip side, I mean, evidently everything is fine. She's done a couple of spacewalks, and you also kind of get the opportunity to get a firsthand kind of sense of what prolonged or extra long exposure to space. I mean, presence in space, not exposure to space, but a presence on the ISS in microgravity would do to the human body. And these are some of the most experienced astronauts that you've had up there, as you said. So,
yeah,
I mean, all things considered, it's worked out pretty fine.
Yeah, God willing, they come back safe and they don't have bigger health problems.
Yeah,
but
of course, we'll get to know more about that once they're back on Earth.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, they were supposed to, if I remember correctly, they were supposed to come back in. I can't remember if it was supposed to be February, March, but anyway, the schedule shifted a month back because of Dragon readiness issues. So just throwing that out, and that
I think it's
ISS wise, NASA wise, like they were ready to bring them home, sooner, and have the next crew go up, but SpaceX wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, you had this this needless controversy, shall we say, from Andreas Mogensen, just saying Elon was lying for someone, and from someone who complains about lack of honesty from the mainstream media. What a lie. Total unnecessary. Of course, Elon, being Elon, says you're fully retarded. SpaceX could have brought them back several months ago. I offered this directly to the Biden administration and they refused. Return was pushed back for political reasons.
Yeah, okay, so the second and third sentence there, I find nothing to object to. I mean, those could be absolutely factual. Yeah, they could have brought them back several months ago if they had pulled other vehicles.
At what cost?
I have no reason to doubt that they offered it. I mean, why wouldn't they offer it? Good PR, good money.
Exactly.
You're fully retarded. Obviously, ISS commander is not. I would not expect an ISS commander to be even partially retarded, let alone fully retarded. So I think that that's not a factual statement. Return was pushed back for political reasons. How does he know? How does he know their motivation? Did they tell him? Did somebody tell him? Actually, we don't want you to look good. I think that's just speculation, and I don't think that there was an operational reason to bring them back. So I think there's like legitimate operational reason not to accept. And then again, fifth statement, idiot. I don't think that that's accurate either.
But it's typical Elon. What fun.
That's one way to describe it. So I mean, let's then to go back, like what Andreas was saying, he was saying that Elon was lying. I didn't watch that 60 Minutes interview and hear exactly what he said and what Andreas was claiming was a lie. Elon was obviously referring primarily to, no, we did make this offer and they said no. I don't know if that's what Andreas meant. Maybe he did. I don't know. To the extent that he's saying that it was politically motivated, that's one of those things where, you know, if one guy says yes, yes it wasn't, and the other guy says no, it wasn't. Neither of these guys is the guy, or and I mean that in a gender neutral way. The person who made the decision, and even if we asked that person, they would obviously not come out and say what their actual reason was, right? They could point to a lot of technical reasons for why they refused, but what really motivated you? You know, is Nelson going to come out and say, yeah, you know, I just didn't want Elon to have another win. So it's just, you know, unverifiable.